It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Weihenstephan and it's the Hefe Weissbier. This one's coming in at 5.4% ABV. Weihenstephan being the world's oldest brewery, and you don't become the world's oldest brewery brewing crappy beer. So everything I've had from Weihenstephan has been absolutely fantastic. But you might notice that the cap's off on this beer. I don't mind being honest on the channel. We've had a couple of teething problems, and one of them is being that I invested in a Rode microphone. And I opened the bottle, I started reviewing the beer, only to realise that I didn't turn the microphone on. So I do apologise. The beer is open. Here is the beer that I poured and I started to talk about. So, as I was mentioning in the review, that the beer had poured out a lovely golden coloured ale. Nice levels of carbonation rising up the glass. It's a 3-finger white head. It's got a lovely aroma. It's clovey, it's banana-y, it's spicy. You're picking up a lot of that wheat in the beer. And I'm one of these reviewers, I just think, let's just crack on. Let's just carry on regardless. I know I'm trying to raise the bar with quality with my reviews, with the microphone, the 4K. But initially, there will be times where I forget to turn that microphone on. I'm so used to having that camera docked on the tripod and just pressing record and then getting on with the review, you know. But there's that little extra detail of actually turning that Rode microphone on. So we've turned it on. We're off and away. So I suppose the beer poured out with a massive head. So I suppose this gives us the opportunity to get more of the beer in, to make it more of the beer that it should be, a cloudy wheat beer. So if there's any benefits to it, that's one. I've given you the aroma, I've given you the look of the beer. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah. And I think if that was to be, you know, where you forget to turn the microphone on, etc., you have teething problems. If this was going to be a crappy beer, I think I would have just turned the camera off. I would have turned the microphone off. I would have walked away and I would have said, do you know what, I'll do some reviews tomorrow. But this, if you're going to make a mistake on a review, then this is the type of beer you're going to want to make a mistake with the technical part of it, because it just lifts you up. It's a lovely beer. It's nice and cool for a start. It's lovely and carbonated. You're picking up a lot of that wheat. It's nice and clovey. A big clove aspect to the beer, nice clovey flavour. There's that banana and spice. It's a lovely beer. Really nice, really nice. Such a drinkable beer, but ever so slightly dangerous, because let's not forget, it's drinking like a 3 to 4% beer. It's absolutely going down like milk. But it's 5.4% ABV, and to some that might be, you know, I can session that, but for others, your pint-sized people like me, I'm only 5'8", 5'9" max. A 5.4% beer, I reckon 3, maybe 4, and I'm in big trouble if I was to drink them at a kind of pub round pace. But so dangerously drinkable. Let's get more of that yeast in, as you're meant to do with this style of beer. Wow, look at that. You can actually see the yeast in this beer. Magnificent, I'd say. I had the Vitus their Weihenstephan Hefe Weissbier. Blimey, that was just absolutely stunning, their Doppelbock. Amazing beer. Other than that, I've tried their Crystal Weissbier and now their Hefe Weissbier, and they've all been really, really good. I really liked them. But at this stage of the review, I'd like to thank our channel sponsors, beersofeurope.co.uk. Beers of Europe are the largest online beer store in the UK. They sell some great beer, again from Germany. If you want some great German beer, some great French beer. I've ordered some French beer from them, by the way. That should be coming very soon. It's in a corked bottle. Very interesting. What else have I ordered recently? Some beer from Lithuania. So that's coming along, and I didn't realise that Lithuania had such a big beer scene. There's a lot of home brewers over there. So I've ordered some Lithuanian beer. We've got some American beer coming, so order some American beer if you want to. Some British beer. I've ordered Polish beer in the past. What else? Some Brazilian beer. Great beers from around the world at beersofeurope.co.uk. Check them out. But just to kind of wrap up this review, what do I think of this Hefe Weissbier? Their cloudy wheat beer from Weihenstephan, the world's oldest brewery. I think it's a job well done. It's a job well done. It's got a nice creamy mouthfeel, and that always helps with a wheat beer for me. It's very drinkable, but if a beer is going to taste slightly like banana, then it's got to have the mouthfeel to back it up. It's got to be a little bit creamy, like a banana is. And it all works. It all works in kind of conjunction with each other. All of the cogs are working nicely together. That spiciness, that cloviness, that wheat beer, that kind of biscuitiness, a little bit of sweetness. Very, very good stuff. So, I'm going to give this... I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's very well worthy of an 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. But before I go, I just want to mention this. It's been on my mind while I've been reviewing this beer. And I'd like to say at this stage, and I've always thought this, when I've used YouTube and when I've produced content on YouTube over the last 5 years, YouTube isn't the TV. And I think that's where it's a little bit different. I don't mind. I don't mind that a beer's open. I've made a mistake, and I can kind of explain to you guys the mistake I've made. Like, I've not switched the microphone on, which is new, and I'm getting used to it. But it kind of, as long as you're not doing it all of the time, I think YouTube gives you that little bit of breathing space that you need. Like, I suppose at the end of the year you get kind of TV bloopers, or you're seeing more now of YouTube blooper videos where people are being so clinical with the videos. I like that. I like it when I produce a clinical video. But every now and again, it's good to just roll with it, you know? Just add a couple of mistakes here and there. Just to, not to knock, I'm not knocking YouTube for 1 minute here. I'm just saying that it's not the TV. It's not so clinical. But I've seen a lot of channels recently. They've upped their game hugely, and it's very much like TV. It's TV quality internet video on YouTube. I like it. I'm striving to produce that with the 4K video with the microphone. But if a mistake or two comes along the way, then I'm just going to remind you guys that I'm human, and I'm just going to kind of leave it in there just to see what you think. So comment on the video. Tell me if you like their Hefe Weissbier from Weihenstephan, and check out beersofeurope.co.uk. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.